to take a moment to recognize some of the many distinguished guests in attendance with us today. Although time will not permit us to recognize everyone individually, we do thank everyone for attending. First, the spouse of our presiding official, Miss Candy Miner. Next, Lieutenant Colonel Ford's family, his wife, Miss Stacy Ford, their son, Kiefer, their daughters, Eris and Hayden, and his sister-in-law, Miss Felisa Sheehan. We would also like to recognize Lieutenant Colonel Whitehead's family, his wife, Miss Vicki Whitehead, their daughter, Abby, their son, Bryce, his mother-in-law, Miss Fran Martin, his sister-in-law, Mary, and her husband, Louis Grovich. We are also honored to have in attendance the Commander, 502nd Air Base Wing and Joint Base San Antonio, Brigadier General Heather L. Pringle, and her husband, J.T. The Vice Commander, 502nd Air Base Wing and Deputy Commander, Joint Base San Antonio, Colonel Mark A. Lee. The Commander, Air Force Security Forces Center, Colonel Brian Greenroad, and his Deputy Director, Mr. Gerard Jovelet. The Chief of Staff, 25th Air Force, Mr. Stephen Doucette. The Commander, 502nd Force Support Group, Colonel David L. Raw. The Commander, 502nd Installation Support Group, Colonel Jonathan L. Wright, his wife Lisa, and his Superintendent, Chief Master Sergeant Edward Edgar. From the 502nd Security and Readiness Group, the Deputy Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Jason Garrison, the Executive Director, Miss Patricia K. Poole, and the Superintendent, Chief Master Sergeant Heather Ransom. The Sheriff, DeWitt County, Sheriff Carl Bowen. The Chief of Police, Live Oak Police Department, Chief Dan Pugh. The Commander, South Substation, San Antonio Police Department, and Honorary Commander, 802nd Security Forces Squadron, Captain Randy Smith. Finally, we would like to welcome all of our mission partners from throughout Joint Base San Antonio who have joined us today and extend a warm welcome to all commanders, directors, command chiefs, command sergeant majors, first sergeants, supervisors, co-workers, and especially the family members and friends of our incoming and outgoing commanders today. We're very grateful for the partnerships we have forged with you over the past years and look forward to your continued support as we start a new chapter in the history of Joint Base San Antonio. The commander of troops for today's formation is Captain Nathaniel M. Lesher, and the guidon bearer is Senior Master Sergeant Adam Carroll. Please stand for the arrival of our official party and remain standing for the singing of our national anthem by A1C Linda Casul, the Air Force Band of the West, and invocation by Master Sergeant Christopher Dion. Approaching Colonel Thomas G. Miner, Jr., Commander, 502nd Security and Readiness Group, Lieutenant Colonel Robert M. Ford, Jr., Commander, 802nd Security Forces Squadron, and Lieutenant Colonel Douglas W. Whitehead.
Or bow your heads. Dear Lord, we gather before you this day as a company of warriors called by you to serve as defenders of the force and protectors of the country that you, our Heavenly Father, have created. We come here this day to pay honor and bid farewell to a man who has been our commander, leader, compatriot, and friend. Lord, like Joshua, Colonel Ford was called and anointed by you, because where others saw a land of fearsome giants and obstacles too great to overcome, he saw the possibility of what could be and placed his faith in you, that you, O Lord, would bring about the victory in the face of defeat. As a tireless warrior, Lord, Colonel Ford rose each day and lived his faith in you, more by his actions than by any word spoken. Regardless of the burden placed upon him, he revealed no weakness and displayed for all who saw the words of Psalm 28:7, that the Lord truly was his strength and shield. His heart trusted in you, and you helped him, so that his heart exalted and his song thanked you. We thank you also, Lord, for Colonel Ford's wife and children, who helped him bear the burden of his command. In his wife we have seen the virtuous woman of Proverbs, whose worth is far greater than rubies or pearls. In his children we have seen the truth of your word, that if a man raises his children in the way that they should go, that when they are old, they shall not depart from it. As they together depart from amongst us, we ask that you, O Lord, would go with them and bless them richly as they have richly blessed us. May they never forget their time amongst us, and may we one day reunite as brothers in arms, who have lived to see the day of peace, when swords will turn to plowshares, and we shall see war no more. Now, Lord, we welcome into our fold a new leader, who this day takes upon himself the mantle of this command and the banner of our band. Prepare him, O Lord, and strengthen him for the challenge of the days before him. Let him know that he shall not trod this path alone, but that you shall be with him, and that we shall be beside him. May his family know that they come not to this land alone as strangers, but as welcome family returning to their home. May your words be a lamp unto their feet and a light unto their path, leading them daily, every day, that they are amongst us. We ask now that you look down from your throne, O Lord, and bless us all this day, as we serve the purpose of this day that you have called us to. May we be reminded of your sacrifice for us, that we may be more willing to sacrifice for one another. May we be reminded that it is better to serve than to be served, and that we are called to submit to the authority and leadership of those you have called to leadership and command, that we may work in unity for your purpose and calling, O Lord. All this we ask of you, Lord Jesus Christ, in the name of your only begotten Son, who is our example of perfect leadership and holy sacrifice. Amen.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Airman Kasul and Master Sergeant Dion, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Colonel Miner.
Hey, just keep the dogs down a little bit, okay? That's awesome. Hey everybody, good morning. This is an awesome day today. When you have these outdoor events, you don't know what you're going to get. And today's just beautiful. A little overcast, reminder of Texas with the heat. But I will tell you one thing. My wife made it very clear to me this morning. She says, we're in San Antonio and it's summer. So I picked up what she was throwing down, so I'll be kind of quick. All right. So, General Pringle, JT, distinguished guests, commanders, chiefs, mission partners, friends, and most importantly, family, thank you all for taking your time out of your busy schedule today to witness this ceremony. To the families of these two defenders, thank you for your support, for without it, they would not be the fine leaders they are today. This is a very special day for the 802nd, as we bid farewell to one outstanding leader and celebrate the arrival of another. Today's ceremony acknowledges that official transfer of responsibility and trust from Lieutenant Colonel Bobby Ford to Lieutenant Colonel Douglas Whitehead. It is not to be taken lightly. To successfully lead a security forces squadron, it takes a leader with great commitment, strong character, amazing patience. It requires a leader of great compassion, adaptability, transparency, and one who embodies both tactical expertise and strategic understanding. And the reputation of these two men reflect all of that. Bobby Ford is one of those fortunate officers who has been afforded the privilege of leading a security forces squadron multiple times. The success of the 802nd is a testament of his leadership, his airmen, his leadership over his airmen to achieve even greater excellence in the future. He has led through some challenging times with threats to the homeland, as the threats have increased in our domestic security, with our domestic security posture, all while combating the increased deployment rates for the combatant commanders. This gives him a disadvantage with his in-garrison manpower, but he still makes it happen. Although faced with challenges, he has led his unit to achieve a higher level of excellence in policing and force protection. I share with you just a few examples of his successes. One, he was responsible for securing $1.75 million in Air Force funding to upgrade Lackland's alarm system. He also directed thorough responses to over 1,100 incidents, 90 criminal cases, and over 90 basic military training and graduation events. He dominated Joint Base San Antonio's unit effectiveness inspection and earned praise from AETC's Inspector General for his commander programs. He and his team integrated with Bexar County Sheriff's Office, San Antonio Police Department, and the Alamo Area Council of Government Police Training Academy to develop local SWAT training and response capabilities for Joint Base San Antonio. And additionally, he commanded the 802nd Security Forces Squadron to being recognized as AETC's best large SFS for 2016. Under his leadership, the 802nd SFS has embraced excellence. Although an impressive leader, Bobby could not achieve such excellence without the support of his wonderful wife and the understanding of his 3 children. Stacy, thank you for being such an amazing wingman for Bobby. Your flexibility and support was essential for him to carry out his tasks. On behalf of the men and women of the 802nd Security Forces and the 502nd Air Base Wing, I want to thank you very much for that. You didn't answer a question that I asked you the other day. Security Force commanders get called quite a bit. And I asked her which arm she hits her husband with when the phone goes off. Hey, Stacy, as a token of our appreciation, I'd like to present a coin to you. This is a little token. Thank you so much. Kiddos, thank you so much. You guys made the space very proud. Thank you very much for that. Finding someone who could pick up where Bobby left off sounds very difficult, and it was. But we were very fortunate and found such a leader in Doug Whitehead. Doug comes well qualified to lead the 802nd. He has the leadership qualities, experience, and a proven performance to continue leading the unit to new heights. When you look at Doug's record, it is clear he has earned his reputation through strong character, wealth of knowledge, and a commitment to those under his charge. Like his predecessor, Doug is known for being a leader of true character, one who treats his people with compassion and respect. Just a little about Doug. Doug's career is a kind of mixed bag. We have several disciplines in security forces, but he's kind of touched on all. But most of all, it's going from place to place and doing what his country asks of him. Whether it entails conducting kill capture missions with Task Force 1041 in the Desert Safe Side, or departing at a moment's notice to find himself being called to Iraq or Afghanistan on 4 other deployments. He began his military career in 2001, about 5 months prior to the Twin Tower bombing. And he's persistently since then committed to protecting our country's sons and daughters. Doug's a graduate of the Army Command and General Staff College. That's pretty significant because you have 2 guys up here, or one at least, the other one not present, that you're going to have to deal with, and that'll help you understand them a little bit. It'll get you through some staff meetings, trust me. He holds a master's degree in Homeland Security and is a graduate of the FBI National Academy. Along with his educational achievements, he's a proven leader in nuclear security, anti-terrorism, counterinsurgency, law enforcement, and force protection. Doug is no stranger to commanding a security forces squadron. In a moment, he will be taking the guide on of his 3rd Squadron. However, he comes into this command with a little bit of an advantage because from 2007 to 2010, he was in this unit, and he was the number 2 under the commander at the time. So that advantage is, I think he knows the names of all the streets, most of the unique and the unique challenges in the sleeping spots for the cruisers, right? That's a joke. San Antonio is a special place for him, not because this is where he's proven his mettle as a deputy for the Security Forces Squadron, but this is where he met his wife, Vicki. Team Whitehead is well respected in the Security Forces community as a family who has continued to selflessly sacrifice for the Air Force. Doug, you were the right guy at the right time to lead the 802nd SFS. Doug, we welcome you, Vicki, and your children. Abby, raise that hand up. And Bryce, raise that hand up, buddy. To the 502nd Air Base Wing, you guys are 2 outstanding defenders. You guys both have leadership's full faith as Bobby goes on to become a scholastic wizard over at Airborne College, and Doug takes the guide on to lead you all on to new excellence and new heights. To the men and women of the 802nd SFS, thank you all for what you do for Joint Base San Antonio Lackland, and what you'll continue to do under the leadership of Lieutenant Colonel Whitehead. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel Minor. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the presentation of the Meritorious Service Medal to Lieutenant Colonel Robert M. Ford, Jr.
Whitehead, shut!
Attention to orders. To all who shall see these presents, greetings. This is to certify that the President of the United States of America, authorized by the Executive Order 16 January 1969, has awarded the Meritorious Service Medal 3rd Oak Leaf Cluster to Lieutenant Colonel Robert M. Ford, Jr. for meritorious service 4 June 2015 to 13 June 2017. Lieutenant Colonel Robert M. Ford, Jr. distinguished himself by meritorious service as Commander, 802nd Security Forces Squadron, 502nd Security and Readiness Group, 502nd Air Base Wing, Joint Base San Antonio, Lackland, Texas. During this period, Lieutenant Colonel Ford displayed outstanding leadership for the largest non-nuclear security forces squadron in the Air Force. He masterfully directed more than 200 emergency responders from federal and local law enforcement agencies during an active shooter incident on the installation. His confidence and professionalism were on clear display while providing a comprehensive update on the evolving situation to the local and national media. Additionally, Colonel Ford skillfully led security forces during weekly graduation events in support of the Air Force's only installation for basic military training. His execution and efforts resulted in flawless security for more than 350,000 vetted guests annually, thereby enabling the Air Force to reach strategic goals for accessions. Moreover, his detail-oriented preparation for the 2016 Unit Effectiveness Inspection resulted in his unit being lauded for its meticulous programs and having 17 of his personnel identified as superior performers. Finally, his steadfast devotion to the mission and personnel culminated in the unit's recognition as Air Education and Training Command's Best Large Security Forces Squadron for 2016. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of Lieutenant Colonel Ford reflect great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. Signed, Heather L. Pringle, Brigadier General, Commander, 502nd Air Base Wing and Joint Base San Antonio. Thank you. Please be seated. And now, Lieutenant Colonel Ford will provide his final remarks as the Commander, 802nd Security Forces Squadron.
Kentucky high school education, so we just have notes on one piece of paper.
That's how we do it back home. How we're going to do it here today. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody for being here today, taking time out of your busy schedules to be here. It means a lot to me, my family, and also to the members of the 802nd Security Forces Squadron, especially our distinguished visitors that are here today. I appreciate you guys being here so much. I can't put into words what that means. Trust me, I will not be able to single out everybody today, but I know that you're here. Trust me on that. My comments today will basically just be about thanking people for all their support for the last 2 years. A lot of that wouldn't be done, especially today, without the men and women that put this ceremony on. I think that we need to give them a round of applause for putting this on. Lieutenant Bruno led a lot of that effort, and unfortunately he had to go away for a family matter this morning, but I thank him and his whole team for making this happen today, so great job to you guys. I really appreciate that. First and foremost, I have to thank my family, my lovely bride, Stacy. We're headed off to our 9th duty station, 17 years of marriage, and every time we get up and go, she just is a trooper and makes it happen each and every time. Never complains, always there for me, and I can't thank you enough. Wouldn't work without you. You know that. Also, my kids, Kiefer, our son, Eris, daughter, 15 years old, and Hayden, 6, who loves all the attention, as you can all see. It's great to come home and cross that threshold and see them, and realize you take the uniform off, and they don't care who Lieutenant Colonel Ford is at all. And, they got a list of demands and needs that you all can obviously understand. So I appreciate them each and every day. So as a small token of my appreciation for you guys, I've got something that I want to present to you. So in the Ford household, I'm presenting to Stacy something that has flowers on it. So it's not really flowers. And some cards for the kids, and on Stacy, I'll let you handle that. So thank you very much. I got a lot of personal guests here today. I can't name each and every one of you, but I'll sing out just a few. Bud and Kimberly Irwin, I know you're over there. Thank you so much for being here. Bud was my chief at another Security Forces Squadron there at Randolph, and I was a commander there. And we've been fast friends ever since. He's now retired, obviously, and doing well. And so I appreciate your friendship, both of you. Thank you very much for being here today. Emery Cowan there. He is a close personal friend. His wife and my wife have been best friends since elementary, grade school, middle school, you name it, but been around the entire time. I really appreciate you. And my sister-in-law, Felix, she and her husband, Ryan, have been great family members here in the local San Antonio area, supporting us in anything that we needed. So thank you very much for being here today, Felix. Also got Chief Pugh back here, who was my honorary commander when I was at Randolph, and he's still been a great friend to me over the years, and I appreciate you being here, Dan. Our honorary squadron commander, Randy Smith, there for San Antonio Police Department. Thanks for being here, Randy. Really appreciate you being here. So you've really helped foster a great relationship between us and SAP, and I cannot thank you enough for that. Again, lots of people in the audience to thank. You just know that I see you, and I know that you're here, and I thank you very much for that. Colonel Miner, thanks for everything over this last year. You and Colonel Garrison, Ms. Poole, have been leading the group, and you and Colonel Garrison are a nice balance of each other's personalities, which really works well for both of you, I think, right? So I can't tell you the number of times that you and I have had some private conversations, and Jason Garrison and I have had private conversations that have gotten me through the day in the last year, so I really appreciate you guys and your leadership. Doug Whitehead, wow. I tell you what, I've known Doug for about 10 years, and when that list came out and I saw that he was going to be leading this squadron, my level of anxiety about where this squadron was going went down immensely. We were captains at the same time when I was at AETC and he was here at this unit, and I got to know him a little bit then. I know the man that he is, the leader that he is, and the kind of, leader, essentially, that he is. And I'm very proud that you're going to take over, and you're going to take this unit to new heights. So I wish you the best of luck. I will tell you, pace yourself, though. Pace yourself. You will burn yourself out quickly. It's a marathon, not a sprint, but you'll do extremely well. And I can't wait to hear the successes that this squadron goes through the next couple of years. Then the men and women of the 802nd Security Forces Squadron. I can't thank you enough for your support over the last 2 years. This is the part where I got to break and hold down the emotions, and I'm going to hold back. I will look at my feet each time that I cannot hold it together, but I will. That's my own little trick, in case you didn't realize that. Obviously, I can't thank you all individually. There's a few on the leadership team I've got to mention. Captain Glenn Bowersox. My gosh, I'm glad I'm not a captain competing with that guy. Holy moly. I was blessed to have him with me these last 2 years. He's a future leader in our career field if that's what he wants. The sky's the limit for that guy. So I really appreciate you, Glenn, wherever you're at. I know you're out there somewhere. Chief Cruz, my chief, been with me my entire time here. He was with me at Randolph as well. So the first day we got here, I knew him, he knew me. We didn't really have to say much other than let's go to work. And we got it done. And it was amazing. He has been my battle buddy the entire time. Eli, you know I'm going to miss your retirement next month. And I thank you so much, more than you know. See my Sergeant Carroll, first shirt, that's the best in the business right there. That first sergeant. That guy's work ethic, tireless. He motivated me. My gosh, anytime that I was tired and thinking I couldn't get something done, I just watch him. And all of a sudden I was motivated again. I can't let my first shirt get me, outdo me, outwork me. Can't let that happen. So amazing. Thank you for all your support, Adam. Awesome stuff. And then Miss Judy, I don't know if you made it out here or not, but just know that this wouldn't work without you. She's our secretary, the 802nd Security Forces Squadron. She kept me in line, trust me. Made sure I got to where I needed to go, made sure I remembered things that I needed to remembered how to tell people thank you when maybe I had forgotten about that because the job could just take over. And you all know that, those of you in those positions. Thank you, Miss Judy. So again, those are the extent of my comments. I really just want to thank each and every one of you for being here today. It means more than you know, and I look forward to hearing about your future successes in the future. So thank you.
The men and women of the 802nd Security Forces Squadron will now render a final salute to Lieutenant Colonel Ford.
Present home.
Sir, thank you for your leadership.
Boy,
Order home.
Howdy.
Colonel Miner will now perform the change of command.
Wait, what?
Department of the Air Force Headquarters, Washington, D.C., Special Order 17-024. Under the provisions of Air Force Instruction 51-604 and effective 13 June 2017, Lieutenant Colonel Robert M. Ford, Jr. relinquishes command of the 802nd Security Forces Squadron, and effective 13 June 2017, Lieutenant Colonel Douglas W. Whitehead assumes command of the 802nd Security Forces Squadron.
sir.
Sir, I assume command.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce to you for the very first time the Commander, 802nd Security Forces Squadron, Lieutenant Colonel Douglas W. Whitehead.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you all for being here. General Pringle, Colonel Lee, all of our distinguished visitors, guests, friends, family, and the members of the 802nd Security Forces Squadron. This is kind of a surreal moment for, I think, Vicki and I. This is where it all started, at least for me. This is kind of the catapult for my career and the start of my amazing family. Vicki and I met here in San Antonio. Even though we're both from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, our parents lived 20 minutes apart. Never knew each other in Pennsylvania, but met here in San Antonio. And then both our children were born here as well. And to be able to come back to San Antonio and then come back to this squadron is a humbling moment and an awesome moment. And I couldn't think of a better place to take command. So General Pringle and Colonel Miner, thank you so much for this opportunity again. It's truly going to be an awesome experience, but also a humbling experience. experience to be around this many great defenders and in the 502nd Air Base Wing. It's going to be amazing. So with that, I'd be remiss to not thank my wife and kids. This is, so even though it's a local move, we had to move all the way from Stone Oak down to the base. We found out in January we were moving to the base. And since that time, it's been a whirlwind. Even though we hit a